The Longman Dictionary defines second chance as help given to someone who has failed in the hope that they will succeed this time. The choice to give someone a second chance can be difficult and sometimes deeply personal, especially for someone who is the victim of a crime.
In the criminal justice system, a second chance can start with a program called Victim Offender Mediation, or VOM. VOM is a process where victims of crime and the person who harmed them meet to discuss the crime and its impact. In each case, the victim must initiate the dialogue and both parties must agree to participate. Additionally, the offender must be willing to take responsibility for what they did and the harm it caused.
In Louisiana, VOM helped one victim decide if he'd done the right thing opposing probation for the man who tried to kill him 2 decades earlier.
Reporter Gabriella Mercurio examines the program that brought these two men together.
Don Allison can still picture the night his life changed.
It was probably 11:30 p.m. I was surprised by a guy who jumped out from a bush, and he jumped and had a gun in my face like this.
A man took everything he had and shot him twice. One of the bullets hit his right thigh and traveled out his left, just missing the main artery in Don's leg. It did not take long for police to find who pulled the trigger. Marcus Sheffin was arrested and found guilty of attempted second-degree murder and armed robbery. His sentence, 95 years in prison without parole.
I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset. I robbed and shot this guy, so my punishment was my punishment.
As Marcus began his time behind bars, he started working on himself by taking classes and even learning a trade.
I said I am going to get myself in a position as whenever I go up for parole, I will show Mr. Allison, I just made a mistake.
20 years into his sentence, he was going to get that opportunity thanks to a change in the law requiring Marcus to get a parole hearing.
No. There's not going to be a parole hearing. The judge said he wasn't eligible for parole.
At the hearing, Marcus pled his case, but Don wasn't convinced.
He's just a good BSer. He's just a good salesman. He's just a good liar. He needs to spend the rest of his life in jail.
The board agreed and denied Marcus's parole.
My wife was in the car with me. She says, "Don, I have a question for you." So, okay, what's that? "Do you think you did the right thing this morning?" "I don't know if I did the right thing this morning, but now I've got to find out."
Don set out to see for himself if Marcus was just a really good liar. That's when he found the Department of Corrections Victim Offender Dialogue Program. It's offered to victims who might still have unanswered questions, or, like Don, are wanting to see if their offender has changed. The victim and offender meet separately with 2 facilitators to learn more about each other before deciding if they can have a face-to-face meeting together. After 3 years, Don was ready to see Marcus.
When he first walked in the room, it got emotional immediately. I mean, he wasn't even inside the door yet, and it got emotional.
And he told me it was going to be all right.
And I looked him in the eye and I said, "Okay, I accept your apology."
It really wasn't about the parole thing. It was more because I hurt him, and that wasn't me.
"I'm going to help you get your release from prison. I'm going to request another parole hearing for you. And at that parole hearing, I'm going to testify in favor of your release."
Hearing those words and believing that. I was a person that had 95 years. Hearing somebody that you shot and robbed and telling you it's going to be all right, I'm going to help you go home.
In February of 2020, with Don's help, the parole board agreed to send Marcus home.
The first thing they said, go make Mr. Allison proud.
That's been Marcus's goal every day for the last 5 years.
It's still unreal.
He's living on his own, working a stable job, and has turned the trade he learned behind bars into a side job.
It hasn't been perfect, but it's been my perfect. I tell people all the time, don't let your pride get the best of you. I think Mr. Allison is like my guardian angel. I worry about him, but I feel like he worry about me more than I worry about him.
Marcus!
So, how you doing, brother? Without him taking a chance a second chance and saying, let me see who Marcus really is. You know, I love him. Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Both Don and Marcus believe they would never be where they are today if it weren't for the Department of Corrections Victim Offender Dialogue Program or the Louisiana Parole Project, which helps people like Marcus get a second chance and are dedicated to helping them be successful when they get back in their communities. In Baton Rouge, I'm Gabriela Mercurio.